Yo, what's going on guys? Jesse LaFleur here, and today I'm actually bringing you my Wall Control Master Program. This was something that was created for the Free Running Academy online for a value of $250, and I'm now giving it to you for free.
The skills you will learn from this program will help unlock hundreds of potential moves, including wall flips, tricks, and pretty much the ability to defy gravity. Let's get started. I'm about to tell you the most important part of this whole program, so pay attention and return to this section if you have any troubles with your wall control later on. In order to control your momentum and get grip on a vertical surface, you must understand the physics of it and how it all works. So what we're going to do now is a little bit of an exercise, all right? Check it out. I'm going to start at a wall. You can start right up against it. I want you to put one foot up. Once that foot's up, try to lift your other foot off of the ground. Not much grip, right? Now, if you take a step back and you give yourself a little bit of momentum into the wall, you should stick a little bit longer. Great. Now, the reason that works is pretty much your momentum in is getting pushed directly into your foot, okay? So if your foot's too low, when you try to do it, even with momentum, you're slipping out and hitting the wall. But if you put your foot up high, about hip height, and start from a leg distance away, that momentum is going to dramatically get increased and put directly into your foot, and that's what's going to give you grip. Check it out. This is the Pounce. A wall pounce is probably one of the best tricks to have to help keep you safe for when things go wrong and also control your momentum full body going at the wall, okay? First things first, we're gonna actually make sure we know how to land safely. So without jumping off anything, all I want you to do is jump up into the air. Bring your knees up and then shoot your feet out to the ground to quietly, I like to think about it like grabbing the ground. So think about grabbing the ground with your feet, landing on the balls of your feet, bending the knees, keeping your chest in line over your waist, and then landing quietly. A quiet landing actually means that you had a good landing. So if you're ever thinking like, am I doing this right? One of the best things for you to do is listen to the way it sounds, okay? So jump up, shoot those feet out, land safely. Now, we're going to take what we just learned and apply that to the wall. So it's going to be the same concept where we're actually reaching our balls of our feet out, leaning back, absorbing that momentum, and then the only thing we're going to change is we're going to allow our hands to come in after our legs, the strongest part of our body, absorbs most of that momentum. We're going to allow our hands to come in, give ourselves a little push to create a little bit more grip and space between the wall to keep yourself safe. So now, let's try one. Okay, first things first, don't start too big too soon. Back up just a little bit, take one step and see if you can get both feet to the wall before your hands, okay? So remember, you're trying to land quietly here and also trying to land quietly on the ground. So now, as we start to get bigger, there's going to be a bigger space between your feet hitting and your hands hitting. One of the most common mistakes that gets people injured is coming into the wall with their hands too much. which then can actually create wrist injuries, hand injuries, and that's something that we want to truly avoid. So let's look at a bigger one and see how it all plays out.
Surrounded by the silence, alone with my thoughts, no one to follow. Running on time that's made to fail. Can someone hear me screaming?
So notice, after my hands came in, I actually created a little bit of more grip by pushing into the wall and using my hands to push myself away from the wall and land in a safe distance. Now, we're going to be covering the Tic Tac. Now, Tic Tac is one of my favorite tricks to use to get in and out of combos and other tricks. It's actually used most importantly to overcome other obstacles or gain additional height to do other things. So let's get started. The first exercise I'm going to have you do for this one is a bit of a wall pop. Okay, you're going to approach the wall like we did with our wall control key, but this time we're actually going to jump up off of it. So as you step up, I want you to think about where you're stepping, hip high, leg distance apart, and think about it like a giant stair, okay, or a ledge. Don't think about it like a wall where you think you have to push all the way in, because your actually momentum should be pushing down and in at a 45-degree angle. So when we do this, you're going to step up like a stair, jump up using your arms. You could drive your other knee to help give you a little bit more height, and then remember to land safely on the balls of your feet. Ready? Step, drop. Step, drop. Boom, okay? Now, if you can do that and you start getting really comfortable with that, remember, keep working and try to get nice and high, and then we're going to turn it into the perfect Tic Tac. And the way we're going to do that is actually by changing our angle. Now, I don't know if you guys ever played pool or mini golf, but when you hit a ball at a wall from an angle, the same angle it comes in at, it's actually going to leave at. Our bodies aren't balls. We're made of muscle, and we can actually control our momentum a bit. So that rule does apply, but we can change it just a bit to control ourselves and go where we actually want to go. So with that being said, I want you to try to come in at about a 45-degree angle. You're going to use the leg closest to the wall to put the foot on. You're going to still be at about a leg distance apart, hip high, maybe a little bit lower so that you can jump up and not down, and then step off of it using your arms to drive you while also using your knee. Now, this is one of my favorite details that helps get me further and higher than a lot of people that do this trick. And you want to use that knee, and I like to think about it like I'm a ninja, flying knee, wah, right? And also, if you're taking a photo, that's a cool way to look cool. Throw those arms back. But step off, drive that knee, remember to spot where you're gonna land and land safely. Let's try one.
Standing all by myself in the shadows, surrounded by the silence, alone with my thoughts, no one to follow. Running on time that's made to fail. Can
Okay, so the next thing we're gonna learn is the horizontal wall run. Now this is one of the most requested tutorials that I've gotten. What's funny about it is it's probably not the most useful parkour skill, but it is cool to impress your friends and has been seen in games like Assassin's Creed or Prince of Persia. So I'm gonna teach you how to do it. Why not? First things first, we already know how to control our momentum in, so that's gonna help us dramatically. The thing that we don't know is how to control the angle and get 3 to 4 steps on a wall. Now, in order to get the steps you need, it's important that you lower your hips while approaching, and then you run up the wall at a slight little arch, like a little rainbow, and then drop back down, saving your last step, almost thinking about it like a Tic Tac, stepping off. You should be low enough where you're not dropping from the highest point of the wall, and try to land safely and run out of it, okay? Big part of this is leaning your body. When you approach the wall, if your body's straight up and you try to do this, you're just gonna slip. We don't want to slip. We want our body to be at a pretty dramatic 45-degree angle all the way through the move, so that our body is like this, traveling straight across the wall, coming up, down, and all the way across, okay? So let's take a look at one. Remember, dip, pop, body angle, momentum, travel across. Here we go.
Running on time that's paid fair. Can someone hear me screaming at the top of my
Next up, the 270 wall run. Now, this trick can be used dramatically to save yourself in a situation gone wrong, or to help further your knowledge of how to control your body on a wall. So the 270 wall run is actually just a combination of a horizontal wall run, a pounce, and a Tic Tac out. So let's get started on how to actually do it. While we approach, you're going to use your inside leg. That's going to be the first thing you put onto the wall. Then your right hand is going to meet it as your chest and body starts to move in. As you travel across, all you're going to do now is throw that left foot on, left hand on, and you're pretty much in your pounce position, but your momentum is going to start to pull you around the back. So I want you to spot over your shoulder, push off with your right foot and your right hand, and then start to leave yourself in this really nice position where you get your chest back off the wall, land forward, and continue your momentum out. Let's check one out in full speed. Come in, hand, foot, inside part of the wall, transfer, push on out. Here we go. Here, push.
Tell me that I'm only dreaming. Can someone take away this feeling? Feels like I am barely breathing. Come and save me. Tell me that I'm only dreaming. Everything around me is spinning.
Alright guys, thank you for watching part 1 of the Wall Control Master Program. Part 2 has some incredible things, so be sure to check that out right here, or if you want to skip over to part 3, you can do that too. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and check out in the description, I got a link to my Instagram. I would appreciate you guys coming to follow me over there. I'm on a journey to 1 million by May, so please help me out. Peace out, everybody.